What if I told you that right now, somewhere on the other side of the world, manufacturers are building pickup trucks that outperform, out-tech, and outvalue everything you've been driving? I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about vehicles that'll make you look at what's parked in your driveway and genuinely wonder what you've been paying for. Here's the thing. Most of us grew up believing that when it comes to trucks, the American brands owned that space. Full stop. But the times, they are a-changing, and not in the way Detroit expected. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to explore 5 Chinese-engineered pickups that are quietly reshaping the entire industry. Some of these machines are so advanced, so packed with features, and so reasonably priced that even the biggest truck loyalists are starting to have second thoughts. By the time we reach number 1, I guarantee you'll be sitting there thinking about that truck payment you're making each month, and something won't feel quite right anymore. So if you're into vehicles, if you care about what's actually happening in the auto world, stick around. Let's start with number 5, a truck that might just be the most important electric vehicle you've never heard about. The Hunter EV represents something we haven't really seen before in the pickup space, a completely reimagined approach to what an electric workhorse can be. When you first lay eyes on this thing, there's no mistaking the intent. It doesn't follow the cookie-cutter playbook of traditional truck design. Instead, it builds its entire identity from the ground up as something genuinely different. That massive front fascia, it's completely smooth because, well, there's no engine underneath. No cooling needed, so no traditional grille. Instead, you get these matrix LED headlights that look like they belong in a sci-fi film, with angles sharp enough to cut through darkness and just about anything else you throw at it. The body itself screams presence. You've got muscular lines running down the sides, a squared-off stance that sits wider and taller than most competing compact trucks, and aggressive proportions that somehow manage to feel both modern and menacing at the same time. The designers added these black cladding panels and beefy all-terrain tires that make the whole package look like it's ready to handle anything from highway commutes to genuine off-road exploration. And here's something most people wouldn't notice at first. Even the charging port is integrated flush into the fender, which tells you that every detail got thought through like it mattered. Now, when you open that door and slide into the cabin, things get interesting fast. The interior quality is shockingly refined for a truck built outside traditional Western truck markets. You're looking at a 12.3-inch touchscreen in the center, paired with a fully digital instrument cluster, both running through an intuitive, smart operating system. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are there, wireless charging is built in, the 360-degree camera system works flawlessly, and the voice control actually understands natural spoken English without requiring you to speak like a robot. The materials tell a story of serious engineering effort. Soft-touch surfaces dominate. The seats feature genuine stitched leather, and ambient lighting creates an atmosphere that feels premium without trying too hard. Nothing feels cheap or like a cost-cutting compromise. The steering wheel has that solid, meaty feel that premium vehicles have, not that hollow plastic experience some budget vehicles offer. Here's where it gets really interesting. The infotainment system receives over-the-air updates just like Tesla vehicles do. You park it, the truck handles the software improvements automatically, and there's no dealership trip required. It's the kind of experience that makes you realize how outdated some American truck cabins actually are. Practically speaking, this is a genuine 5-seater with real back seat space that won't make adults feel cramped. The truck bed mirrors what you'd get in a mid-size compact truck, so weekend camping trips, hauling supplies, or moving furniture all work without complaint. That low center of gravity, courtesy of the battery pack integrated into the floor, means the truck handles like something significantly smaller and more nimble than it appears. Off-road stability is genuinely impressive, and highway cornering feels planted rather than wallowy. The powertrain pumps out around 200 kilowatts, which translates to roughly 268 horsepower, paired with an absolutely massive 342 newton-meters of torque. Here's what makes electric power special. All that torque arrives instantly. There's no gear hunting, no turbo lag, no gradual buildup. You press the accelerator and the truck just goes. The range sits around 500 kilometers on a complete charge, which is genuinely impressive. And when you do need to charge up, hitting a fast charger gets you from 30% to 80% in just 30 minutes. That's a quick burger run and you're back on the road for hundreds more miles. Now, prepare yourself for the number that changes the entire conversation. This fully equipped electric truck with premium interior, solid range, legitimate off-road ability, and modern tech costs around $35,000 in its home market. Let that sink in for a moment. That's roughly half the price of comparable electric offerings from established Western brands, and the feature set here arguably surpasses some of those. The safety package is comprehensive too. 6 airbags, lane departure prevention, automated emergency braking, blind spot detection, and adaptive cruise control all come standard. There's no mystery box of 3,000 optional safety packages. While official Western crash test ratings haven't been published yet, these trucks are already being sold in European and South American markets, which tells you something about the engineering validity here. Moving into the number 4 spot, we're looking at something that sits in a completely different category, a hybrid approach that manages to blend old-world muscle with next-generation thinking. The Shanghai Cannon Hi4T is a truck that literally seems designed to make every American pickup engineer question their career choices. Picture this: a pickup that combines gasoline turbocharged performance with electric motor assistance, delivers over 400 horsepower, carries a full ton of payload, and manages more than 600 miles of combined range. Yeah, that combination exists, and yes, it's absolutely competent. From an aesthetic standpoint, the design language screams premium aggression. The stance is planted wide, the shoulders are thick and muscular, and that hood is sculpted with genuine purpose. Up front, you're looking at a massive LED light bar system with sharply angular headlights flanking it. Everything's saying, I've got serious torque and I'm comfortable with that knowledge. The grille gets premium chrome trim that looks more German luxury than budget pickup, which is a wild way to describe a Chinese-built workhorse. The side profile maintains that squared-off double cab configuration, massive wheel arches that house aggressive rubber, and black cladding panels that suggest this thing actually wants to go places where pavement doesn't exist. Despite all that rugged presence, the overall design language is surprisingly streamlined and modern rather than clunky or overwrought. If this truck pulled into a typical suburban driveway, heads would turn. Step inside and the cabin immediately communicates that this is something different. Premium touches are everywhere. A 15-inch central touchscreen handles navigation and vehicle systems, backed up by a 12.3-inch digital driver's display. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are integrated. Ambient lighting creates an atmosphere that honestly feels like someone spent serious time thinking about how the space should feel. The seats wrap you in heated and ventilated leather with electronic adjustment capabilities. That steering wheel has the firm, quality feel you'd find in European premium vehicles, not what you'd expect from a mid-size pickup. The tech capability extends to over-the-air updates, semi-autonomous driving features, lane-keeping assist, and a smart voice system that comprehends actual natural speech rather than requiring command syntax language. Sitting in here, you start wondering why anyone pays 60 grand for a Silverado when this exists. The seating arrangement gives you 5 full-size adult spots with genuinely comfortable rear accommodations. The truck bed provides real utility, a full-ton capacity, which means it handles family road trips, tailgate gatherings, or camping expeditions equally well. It's slightly more spacious than a Ranger, but more nimble than a full-size F-150, hitting this interesting sweet spot that actually works for people who use their trucks for real life, instead of mall parking lots. That engine is a 2-liter turbocharged petrol unit paired with electric motor assistance, combining for over 400 horsepower and 650 newton-meters of torque. The EV-only range reaches roughly 100 kilometers before the petrol engine kicks in, though the total combined range exceeds 600 miles. 0 to 60 happens in approximately 6.5 seconds, which is genuinely quick for a truck this size and capability level. It's the kind of performance that makes you question why the American market hasn't pursued hybrid pickup technology more aggressively. Here comes the part that'll sting a little. This hybrid powerhouse, loaded with luxury appointments, advanced tech, and that impressive performance, carries a price tag around $40,000. That's less than a loaded American mid-sized truck, and you're getting superior torque, better range efficiency, and significantly more interior technology. The safety equipment is comprehensive too. Adaptive cruise, lane-keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, 360-degree cameras, and automated emergency braking all come as standard features. Nothing's hidden behind optional packages. The honest tension here is whether North American buyers would actually trust a Chinese hybrid truck over an established American brand. Engineering-wise, the numbers look solid. Technology-wise, it's genuinely competitive. But there's this residual hesitation about crash test compatibility and long-term reliability in Western markets. Number 3 introduces something that might genuinely accelerate this entire conversation forward, the GAC Pickup 01, which essentially takes everything we've discussed and wraps it in design language that feels like it came from a future you didn't know was arriving. Forget whatever you thought about the Cybertruck being the pinnacle of futuristic pickup design. This truck exists in a completely different design conversation. It's basically luxury wrapped in material science, engineered to haul serious work, and equipped with technology that makes a lot of current American trucks look like they're stuck in the previous decade. Aesthetically, this truck doesn't just turn heads, it fundamentally breaks necks. The front end reads like something from an advanced design studio. Clean, uncluttered, with a seamless LED light bar that stretches completely across the front like a digital signature that's somehow alive. The headlights are razor-thin, integrated into the bodywork so perfectly they almost disappear, giving this entire front end a robotic, almost AI-inspired expression. There's zero visual clutter here, no pretend grille structures, just smooth surfaces and confident design language that conveys capability and elegance simultaneously. That body stance is absolutely planted with strong shoulder lines, big all-terrain tires that suggest serious off-road intent, and proportions that somehow manage to look both capable and elegant. Even the mirrors are evolving into high-definition camera pods in concept versions, paired with flush-mounted door handles and aerodynamic paneling. From every possible angle, this truck communicates precision. It doesn't look ready for off-road. It looks ready for another dimension entirely. The interior is where this truck stops being just another interesting design and becomes genuinely disruptive. Stepping inside feels like boarding a luxury electric vehicle, not entering a pickup truck. The dashboard spans the full width with a seamless digital interface that merges your instrument cluster and infotainment into one cohesive panoramic display. That steering wheel is flat-bottomed, wrapped in leather that actually feels appropriate. And the center console maintains clean design language while integrating touch-sensitive controls and illuminated accent lighting throughout. Ambient lighting wraps around the entire cabin like neon veins that react to your drive mode or respond to the music playing. Premium materials are genuinely everywhere. Soft touch leather surfaces, contrast stitching that suggests attention to detail, brushed aluminum finishes, and minimalist switchgear that could absolutely live in an Audi or BMW without feeling out of place. The powertrain specifications are still somewhat in flux as production development continues, though GAC has confirmed that both hybrid and fully electric versions are planned. Early concept specs suggest around 250-plus horsepower for the hybrid setup, with roughly 400 Newton-meters of torque, delivering the kind of punch that works equally well in city driving or off-road exploration. The fully electric variant is projected to deliver instant torque with range exceeding 300 miles, positioning it as a legitimate alternative to vehicles like the Rivian R1T and Tesla Cybertruck. Since this is a GAC vehicle, efficiency and smooth power delivery are built into its foundation. This isn't about brute force overdrive, it's about refined power and precision control. The pricing strategy is where this becomes almost aggressive. GAC has indicated that the Pickup 01 is being developed with global export explicitly in mind, with target markets including the Middle East, South America, and potentially North America by 2027. The anticipated launch price ranges between $50,000 and $70,000 depending on trim level and which powertrain you select. That puts a truck that looks like a spaceship, drives like a premium SUV, and carries genuinely futuristic technology at nearly half the cost of a top-tier F-150 Lightning. That's not just competitive pricing, that's essentially a warning shot across the entire industry's bow. So here's the meaningful question. Would you actually bet on a $50,000 Chinese pickup that looks this exceptional, drives this competently, and offers more genuine technology than most American trucks? Or are you staying loyal to the established brands with longer track records? That's worth thinking about, and I'd genuinely like to hear where you land on that decision. Number 2 brings us to something genuinely unusual in the pickup world. The Glide Radar RD6, a truck that isn't trying to be a truck in the traditional sense. Instead, it's a 7-seat family hauler that happens to have a truck bed attached. It blends genuine technology with meaningful luxury, incorporates insane utility, and does all this while maintaining a price point that makes American pickups look astronomically overpriced. A 7-seat pickup is already a concept you rarely encounter in Western markets. But when you understand what sits inside, it becomes genuinely disruptive. From the outside, the design language suggests something created by a Silicon Valley startup that genuinely loves trucks. The front end is dominated by slim, futuristic LED headlights connected by a continuous horizontal light bar, creating that compelling tension between Tesla minimalism and Tacoma ruggedness. It's sleek, it's modern, it's aggressive without ever pushing into territory that feels overwrought. The body manages to be aerodynamic while maintaining muscular proportions. You get squared-off edges meeting flowing curves, creating a silhouette that communicates premium SUV rather than workhorse hauler. Even the truck bed is thoughtfully designed. Side rails integrate seamlessly. Rear LED accents feel purposeful rather than decorative. And the massive wheels wrapped in all-terrain rubber establish a stance that suggests both city credibility and genuine dirt road capability. Honestly, this truck could roll into a Beverly Hills parking lot and actually generate admiring nods rather than dismissive eye rolls. Step inside and the jealousy factor immediately increases. The dashboard commits to a massive dual-screen setup. One cluster for the driver, one for infotainment, both seamlessly integrated into the overall architecture. The seats wrap you in leather, offering heated and ventilated functionality with electronic adjustment. Ambient lighting creates this cinematic atmosphere throughout the cabin. The technology is staggering. You get adaptive cruise control, lane-keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, 360-degree camera systems, over-the-air software updates. It genuinely feels like a $70,000 luxury SUV that someone cleverly attached a truck bed to. The steering wheel and controls communicate premium construction with tactile feedback you'd expect from European vehicles. Definitely not what you'd anticipate from a value-oriented Chinese truck. Here's the genuinely interesting part. The 7-seat configuration actually works. Your immediate family, plus friends, plus cargo. The second and third rows aren't those cramped afterthoughts you find in some American pickups. They're genuinely usable. The truck bed still provides meaningful cargo capacity, so weekend trips, tailgate gatherings, or work assignments all function without compromise. This is a pickup that actually fulfills the utility promise without sacrificing family comfort. Mechanically, you're looking at a turbocharged petrol engine producing somewhere between 200 and 220 horsepower with hybrid assistance available in certain trims. 0 to 60 acceleration lands around 7.8 seconds, which is genuinely impressive for a 7-seat truck configuration. Thanks to efficient engineering, the vehicle travels over 400 miles on a complete tank, with hybrid variants extending that further through electric assistance. It's quick, practical, and surprisingly efficient given its size and seating capacity. Now prepare for the number that might make you actually question your life choices. Everything we just described, 7 seats, luxury cabin appointments, advanced technology, hybrid options, costs approximately $30,000 in its home market. That's less than half what you'd spend on a loaded F-150 or Silverado with fewer seats, fewer tech features, and significantly less refined interior design. The anger and jealousy are probably both valid emotional responses right now. American manufacturers have been systematically charging premium prices for fairly basic functionality, while international competitors are delivering significantly more for significantly less. The RD6 doesn't skip safety equipment either. Autonomous emergency braking, lane-keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and complete 360-degree camera coverage. This is a truck that communicates safety through engineering rather than just marketing language. Finally, number 1 brings us to the BYD Shark, which represents something genuinely revolutionary in the truck conversation. A completely electric vehicle that's simultaneously faster than most gas-powered trucks, loaded with technology that makes Tesla owners do research, and priced substantially lower than comparable Western electric trucks. We're talking about a machine that could actually replace your family SUV, function as your workhorse, and serve as your weekend adventure vehicle, all in one package. And somehow it manages to do all this while maintaining an interior that feels more like a luxury lounge than a pickup truck. That front end is absolutely sleek and aggressive simultaneously. Slim LED headlights stretch across the front, connected by this glowing grille design that looks like the Cybertruck and Mustang Mach-E somehow had a collaboration. The body is aerodynamically optimized, yet maintains genuine muscular proportions. Squared-off fenders transition into flowing lines, generating this premium futuristic aesthetic that communicates performance and intelligence equally. That truck bed is generously proportioned, wide, long, perfectly scaled, and the wheels are specifically designed to minimize wind resistance while maintaining an undeniably aggressive appearance. If this pulled into your neighborhood, everyone would stop and stare. Jealous glances are genuinely guaranteed. Inside, this truck absolutely reveals its revolutionary intent. The cabin is ultra-modern, dominated by a giant curved touchscreen that wraps toward the driver, paired with a fully customizable digital instrument cluster. Seats are wrapped in heated, ventilated leather with genuine comfort engineering throughout. A panoramic sunroof, premium audio system, and ambient lighting create this atmosphere that genuinely feels luxurious. Technologically, it's loaded beyond reason. Autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane-keeping assistance, over-the-air updates, a smart voice assistant that actually comprehends natural spoken language. You could genuinely drive this daily and forget it's a truck, just existing in this technology-rich, luxury-focused environment. Seating-wise, you've got 5 adults fitting comfortably with meaningful rear leg room for passengers or cargo. The truck bed is large enough for serious hauling, but that low center of gravity, courtesy of the integrated battery pack, means handling is genuinely superior to gas-powered pickups. The whole package is versatile. Family road trips, off-road exploration, or casual cruising through urban environments all work seamlessly. There's literally nothing under that hood. It's completely electric. Dual-motor all-wheel drive delivers 0 to 60 times under 6 seconds. Range sits around 400 miles on a complete charge. Fast charging handles 30% to 80% in 25 minutes. This thing is quick, smooth, and silent in the way only electric vehicles can be. It carries enough torque to handle heavy hauling or boat towing, while simultaneously out-accelerating most gas-powered trucks. Now for the number that'll genuinely hurt traditional truck enthusiasts. This complete package, all that technology, luxury appointments, impressive range, legitimate performance, launches at approximately $38,000 in its home market. That's less than half the price of a fully loaded F-150 Lightning, with faster acceleration, comparable or superior range, and visibly more refined interior technology. This is precisely why people increasingly refer to China as the emerging EV pickup king. Safety engineering is comprehensive. Autonomous emergency braking, lane-keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, 360-degree cameras. This is a truck that doesn't just look safe. The engineering actually prioritizes it. Here's the honest tension, though. Would you actually trust a Chinese electric truck over your traditional American brand? Some absolutely would. The engineering is demonstrably solid, the technology is genuinely world-class, and the pricing is staggering. Others remain hesitant about crash test compatibility with Western standards and long-term reliability data in foreign markets. It's a legitimate consideration worth having. So here's where we land. These 5 Chinese-engineered pickups represent something significant. Not just incremental improvement, but genuine disruption. China isn't simply building trucks anymore. They're building machines that rival or exceed Western standards while maintaining price points that make Americans question their previous purchasing decisions. The engineering is solid, the technology is advanced, the design language is genuinely contemporary, and the value proposition is almost brutally effective. If this resonated with you, If this information shifted your perspective on what's actually happening in the global automotive market, then definitely stay engaged with this content. The world of Chinese automotive technology is accelerating rapidly, and honestly, the innovations happening right now will fundamentally reshape how we think about vehicles. Next time around, we're exploring 10 budget-friendly Chinese SUVs that could legitimately function as alternatives to established Western models. That conversation is going to be equally disruptive. So stick around because the automotive industry's landscape is shifting in real time, and understanding that shift is becoming increasingly important. The future is arriving faster than most people realize, and it's coming from directions we weren't necessarily expecting.